All right, one thing I need to talk to you guys about is a thing called the population growth rate, okay, and how to do the calculation of that, as well as a thing called the rule of 70. We didn't get a chance to explain that, and that's going to be hint, hint on your progress check tomorrow, okay? So, how the crude birth rate works, okay? AP likes to write it like, let's say that the crude birth rate is like 20 over 1,000. Okay, this is the way that AP likes to write this stuff. All that's showing is basically you have 20 births per every 1,000 individuals. Okay, so let's say that the crude birth rate is 20 over 1,000, and the crude death rate, let's say, is I don't know, let's just say 12 over 1,000 individuals. Then the net migration rate, let's say that that's I don't know, let's say it's 3 for every 1,000 individuals. Okay, all you do to find the population growth rate, okay, I'm just going to like basically put some acronyms on there. Okay, population growth rate is the crude birth rate minus the crude death rate. And it's basically here, it's kind of plus or minus whatever the migration rate is. In this case, since it's positive, it would be plus the net migration rate. Okay, if this was negative, like more organisms or more people are leaving a country, this can be negative. So then that would be like, instead of doing +3, you do -3, for example. Okay, so how you would do this, you just simply plug and play. Okay, basically you can think of it as like 20 over 1,000 minus 12 over 1,000 plus 3 over 1,000. Okay, that would translate. So basically, you go 20 minus 12, that's 8, plus 3, that you end up with 11 over 1,000. Okay, now in order to get a percentage, you basically got to times this whole thing by 100. Okay, I left that part out because I wanted you guys to focus on the basic setup of this part first. So then, you basically times it by 100. What that does, you basically do 11 divided by 1,000 times 100. You're basically taking out 2 zeros. 11 divided by 10, that equals a 1.1% growth rate, or population growth rate. Okay? So that's population growth rate. Now, there's a thing called the rule of 70. Okay, I'll move this up just a little bit. Now we'll talk about rule of 70. Okay, this is basically talking about a population doubling time, or how many years it will take for a population to double. Go from 100 to 200, then 200 to 400, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so if we have a population growth rate of 1.1, all you do, I'm going to write dt, that's doubling time. The doubling time equals 70 divided by the population growth rate, or just simply the GR, growth rate. Okay, so in this case, we would have 70 divided by 1.1. Okay, you don't got to worry about the percentage at this point because it's assumed that it's there. Okay, so all you do, take your calculator, 70 divided by 1.1, that equals 63.6 years. That would be the doubling time. Oh, I'm a little off the screen. I'm sorry. Okay, hopefully you guys kind of followed me along as I was talking about it. So rule of 70, 70 divided by the population growth rate. So 70, in this case, we have 1.1. So 70 divided by 1.1 gives me 63.6 years. Okay, now this, the doubling time, that number hinges on that growth rate. Okay, so based on what the individuals are here and your calculation, that's going to change the doubling time. Okay, hint, hint, you might need to know this.